who is this traitor?
Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game bastard, Kyle.
Woo! Pleasure.
I'm Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.
And we're all bastards. And this is a continuation of our DUNE game, which was mostly bastardry.
Mysteries and bastardry.
Mysteries. If you've been following along our story, thus far, our characters, Todd, you're playing...
Gary, Wyoming.
It's the Swordmaster of Ganaz for House Wendt. And Corey, you are?
Abner Wendt. And sometimes Sergeant Scott Schreffler.
Who are essentially the house's secret police.
And Pincushion.
And Pincushion.
And what's the name of your secret police, Corey?
The Uh-Oh Bunch.
That's his, those are his plumbers, basically.
Yeah.
Wet workers.
And Austin, you are?
I am Maxim Vito, the spy master of House Wendt.
Yep, runs the intelligence services. And our adventure's been centered on the succession crisis in House Wendt. The Duke is dying. He had named a successor at the beginning of the campaign at a big feast called the Feast of First Call. She was assassinated, and now the characters are picking up the pieces while trapped in the capital city.
Not literally, it was mushy.
Yeah, it was more...
Yeah, you couldn't really. There were no pieces. It was
just
kind of,
scooped it.
Kind of a big pile of goo.
Yeah.
Kind of using more of a mop than a broom.
Yeah. So they're mopping up the pieces, trapped inside the palace by the float, this giant storm that sweeps the continent. So we open with this shot of a darkened corridor. The walls are this fine wood paneling. The floor is stone tiles. The lumen globes on the ceiling are down. But we can see a door at the end of this hall where there's that outline of yellow to signify a ladder behind it. And we hear this clomp, 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 clomp of heels walking down this corridor. And we hear muffled voices. The door opens. And it is the footsteps came from a servant who is taking a tray full of beers to Abner, Maxim, and Gary, who are huddled in this back room in the palace.
I'd imagine it would still be at Abner's place, right? Because he is still stabbed.
Still convalescing.
Yeah. Well, you're up and around, so
Right, but,
you were wheeled down here by your staff. You're still in the palace.
Sergeant Schreffler.
By Sergeant Schreffler. Yeah, Sergeant Schreffler standing in the corner.
Is Schreffler taking Chad's place?
Yeah, for the time being until Abner can find some.
The diminutive
boy.
The diminutive Sergeant Schreffler.
Yeah.
You can't see him over the wheelchair.
Actually, Sergeant Schreffler, the wheelchair has like one of those little places where like in a grocery cart where a kid can sit. That's where Sergeant Schreffler is, and somebody
His
else
legs are just dangling.
Wee.
It has been a number of days since the attack on Abner, and the three of you have continued your investigations amidst the ongoing festivities of the float that the rest of the house has been engaged in.
Everybody else is just partying while we're getting stabbed. And
We're not gonna let the heir to House Wendt like just melting into a puddle stop the party.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's an important note. Silas tried to call off all other feasts and celebrations, but during one of his lucid moments, the Duke insisted they go on.
he just came to make sure the party never stops.
Yeah, essentially that's the way it was conveyed, right? So, what is Gary's demeanor at this meeting?
Gary is pissed off. Gary, being a sword master, he's just itching to do some swording.
So it is only about 12, 14 hours or so from the eye being overprost. Yeah, the float is this superstorm, not hurricane strength, just a super tropical rainstorm, and the eye will be overprost in a matter of hours. Usually,
I Over Prost is my favorite album by Yes.
Now, typically during when the eye is over, that is when the festivities of the float move outdoors because it is not raining for at least 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
So that's when the streets come alive, get packed with revelers, get absolutely filthy, and then they wait for the rains of the float to come back to wash everything
and then
out.
just tempt fate.
That's right. So So Gary's probably been spending time with the Wu-Tang preparing for that upcoming event.
In the small space where our heroes sit planning, Maxim's pacing around. All right, let's go over this one more time briefly. In the line of succession, first there was Griselda, and then Silas, and then Abner, and Wolfram. Is that correct?
Sergeant Schreffler here. Where do I fit in on this?
Right in the little basket where your legs are dangling.
Okay, well, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys spending time with me.
Well, thanks a lot.
I'm going to go try to find some skateboarders to harass. I'll see you later. Sergeant Schreffler out of here.
I think it's Sergeant Straffler.
That's one of my best men right there. One of my boys.
You hear the pitter-patter.
I'm suspicious.
he pitter patter. It sounds like Chucky running after you.
You hear the pitter-patter of tiny feet going down the hall.
Scott.
All right, before we do anything else, I want to ask Abner something.
I'm here to answer.
Gary takes a big swig of his beer, and he's like, what does it feel like to be stabbed? I've never been stabbed before. Does it hurt?
It's not the coolest thing. I'll tell you one thing. Your blood will come out of you. We put a lot of liquid in. The liquid coming out is you don't want to do it.
It's not the coolest thing. Like, there are cooler things.
I've stabbed so many people. I've never been stabbed myself. I wanted to know what it was like.
And so Abner makes the second in the top 3 line of potential successors to the throne. And just to be on the safe side, Gary, I wonder what you would think about having some of your Wu-Tang guardsmen giving additional protection to Silas's quarters.
Yeah, we can do that, sure.
So nothing for Abner then, the guy who's already been stabbed.
Well, we're taking precautions for you, too.
No, make sure Silas is okay. Up there having little fuck parties all day long. It's fine. Leave old Abby.
Well, you're getting to my point. I think we need additional protection on the next line of successors.
Yeah, but one of them's probably the murderer.
That's true, but until we know who it is, we need to make sure that the rightful heirs stay healthy.
What if we protect everyone?
That's my job. The Wu-Tang, they're watching everyone they can.
I feel like as a government, that's what we should be doing.
Well, in the next election, I will vote for you.
Gary scoffs because he's a libertarian.
Of course he is.
In the meantime, let's go over how this started. All of this first started when we had an intruder in the castle, around the same time that I was informed that Wolfram's forces had been moved to Keyburg, outside of Prost. Gary, in your review of the palace, did you see anything that might give us a clue as to...
It's like his Yelp review. Beer is good. Bathrooms, not so much.
They serve the beer in frosted mugs. Not a fan.
Uh-oh.
Was there anything that stood out to you that may give us another clue as to who poisoned Griselda?
The poison, it takes 2 things to poison her, correct?
Yes, and we can reasonably assume the wine was one because someone took the trouble to destroy it.
Yeah, and she drank it and died.
Yeah, she drank the wine. When I was conducting my search, she was in her quarters. She was eating chocolate.
Eating chocolate? What kind of chocolate?
Chocolate.
Some of the old brown.
It was in a box. It was in the shape of a heart. It was very pretty.
Oh, so higher end chocolates.
Well, we do know somebody broke into the apartment that gave the appearance of Silas, but now we know anybody can be anybody. It's just a fucking twisted mess.
If anybody's wearing that Cybus hood, they can look like anyone.
That's the only way he could have been there when he was there. And he was here. I was here. He was there. I was not there.
I think it's reasonable to suspect that the chocolate might have been the starting agent on that.
We need to have a look at that box.
All right, send your boys over. Have a look at it.
I think this is a job for the woodsman.
The
Huntsman?
The huntsman.
Queen!
The woodsmen are out looking for a heart right now.
I cannot do it, Snow White.
All I know is this. I am the sword master.
I also know that.
I am sworn to protect House Wendt, and my sword Schlitz has not tasted blood in quite some time.
I'm hoping I can give you a target very soon, Gary.
Yeah, I'd love to see you work that magic. So, all right, boys, where are we going to focus our, because, obviously Wolfram's outside. He's got an army. That's suspicious as hell. We got old Silas in there. He knows poison people. That's crazy. Should we consider the fact that it could be a malignant?
A what?
A malignant Like one of those people will have a head on the back of their head.
A mutant.
Malignant. In the future, malignants become a new genre.
Yes.
Is this a Voldemort kind of situation?
Yeah, it's kind of like Ghost Girl in Japanese culture.
It's like a Sorcerer's Stone type thing.
Malignants.
Could even be Calvin.
And Holmes?
Calvin. Is there not a Calvin?
Who is this Calvin?
I don't know. I had many dreams while I was sleeping.
Abner just reaches over and injects himself with more pain medication.
Hiya! Pounds of beer.
Oh, of course. Mixing pain medication with alcohol is always recommended by your physician.
In the future,
The space future.
So, do you guys want me to send Huntsman to take care of the chocolate box remotely, or would you like to, if we potentially can't trust anybody, do we want to see that done ourselves?
Let's check that out. Let's have your boys keep an eye on the chocolate box. I'll tell you one thing. I'm tired of this. I don't like being stabbed. If shit doesn't get to a reasonable conclusion pretty soon, I think we just start killing everybody.
I support that.
I agree.
Well, I personally don't trust anybody else to take care of this while we have someone who can masquerade as someone else running around the palace at the moment.
That's true. We don't need to split up anymore.
No, otherwise it could become like that movie from like thousands of years ago called The Thing. Because I don't know, are you Abner? I mean, am I me? Who knows?
I don't remember that one, but could be a malignant.
Why don't we just have the huntsman bring the chocolate here? The beer is here. Have them bring the chocolate to here where we are with the beer.
And then we could eat it, and if we die, we know.
Yeah.
What are the equivalent of crime scene techs in Jormagon?
I mean, essentially, I think it's been established that Choramvid, the Mentat, kind of is the crime scene, or takes care of all that stuff.
Even better. Let's get another.
I was going to suggest we get Sergeant Schreffler to eat the chocolate and then have some wine and see what happens.
Probably, if there was any kind of evidence in Griselda's chambers, it's probably in the lab already.
Why don't we send one of our boys down to talk to Choramvid and see if she's had a good look at that chocolate? Tell you one thing, Scott Schreffler would be perfect for it. He's a little fella, closest thing we got to an Oompa Loompa. He'd know plenty about chocolates.
Let's send him down there.
Okay, do you want to have Sergeant Schreffler go to the labs?
Yeah. I'll get on my communicator.
Schreffler, lab, chocolate, now.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
So there's, unlike the rest of the palace, the laboratory section is Choranvid's domain. It's all painted white walls and antiseptic smells, burnished metal. There's no decoration or any of the garishness that might be elsewhere. And we see the camera's in this office where there's this big bay window that you see onto the hallway, and you just see this little head bobbing. It comes around, it opens the office, it goes in, and it's Choranvid is behind this desk, filing papers, doing bureaucratic paperwork, and she looks up over the desk down at.
I'd say down.
Let's say, yeah, probably down.
Well, she has to like lean up over,
Okay,
right?
Sergeant Schreffler peeks over the top of the desk.
And she's as usual. She's wearing a really conservative gown, completely unrevealing, but her eyebrows kind of quirk at the short sergeant. You know, her lips, of course, stained a little bit red.
Yeah.
She says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, so Sergeant Schreffler here of the old bunch. How you doing? I'm down here.
Yes.
I've been sent, I know you took everything out of Lady Griselda's apartment. Abner, I call him Stabner nowadays. Get it? He got stabbed.
I get it.
Don't tell him that. He'll have me beaten.
I won't.
But did you guys investigate, or did you find a chocolate box? Because, what was it, tetrodotoxin poison? I believe it has to have two components to make your stomach fall off.
That is correct.
Did you check the chocolate? 'Cause we know she was eating it.
Reaches to her left where there is a box of chocolates, picks it up, and hands it to Sergeant Schreffler.
He just starts eating the shit out of it.
Is this the said chocolate?
It is.
Is it poisonous?
I have not conducted a personal examination of it.
So you just got it hanging around.
Correct.
Do you think it's poison?
I would surmise that it is poisoned.
Okay. Well,
So Sergeant Schweffler needs to make, this is definitely going to be understand.
okay. His understand is a 5. I'm gonna say duty is his. That's pretty much all he knows in life.
Okay, which is
7.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is difficulty 1.
Okay. So I'm going for a 12.
Yeah.
Got a 1 and an 18. So I got 2 successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you only needed 1,
Awesome.
so you can take a momentum or
We're taking a fucking
or
momentum.
spend it now. But what Schreffler notices is that this is Cho Ranvid's office. Everything else in here is either personal effects or official papers, bureaucratic nonsense. There's literally not one other scrap of evidence tagged like this in her office other than these chocolates that she said she had not examined.
So I'm assuming she is giving me this. Am I misreading the situation?
No, that is exactly what's happening.
Okay.
She's had it on her desk waiting for someone to come ask for it.
Okay, good. Anything else you wish to tell me? Even like through pantomime?
The question that Schreffler and the PC should be asking themselves is, why didn't she just bring it to you?
Or is there any reason you didn't show this to my boss, Abner?
Yes.
Can you share that with me?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Sergeant Schreffler. That will be all.
God damn it.
Sergeant Schreffler slinks out of the office. He feels good but dejected at the same time.
Sure. She goes back to her writing, and 10 minutes later, Schreffler comes into the room where Abner, Maxim, and Gary are meeting and gives Abner the chocolates and conveys what went on with Cho Ranvid.
Okay. Abner scrutinizes the box, looks at it, and goes, "No, that thing has poison if I ever seen it." Here's the big question to me, boys. If Cho Ranvid is protecting somebody, who is it? It's got to be somebody in the house. You know, one thing we have never considered in this whole thing, that it could be the fucking Duke killing his kids and nephews and nieces. Maybe he's faking the brain cancer. It's exhausting, but he's doing it.
He's committed to the bit.
Maybe not even so much faking all of it as, testing to see who is a worthy enough successor.
Right. And Cho Ranvid is very much protected. Her loyalty is going to be to the Duke above anybody else.
Cho Ranvid works for one
The
person.
Duke. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was a misunderstanding on my part of how that works. I thought if she was just ordered by any member of the house.
Technically, all of you work for one person.
Gotcha.
The
Okay.
Duke.
And that tracks. I mean, as far as if she can only be kind of ordered to withhold something from the Duke, then that makes a lot of sense.
Well, let's go kill him.
Cut and dry to me. That's how us cops do business.
Hold on, wait a minute. I am sworn to protect House Wendt. Number one among those is the Duke. Are you saying that we should kill the Duke?
I'm saying you finally get to have a showdown with that fucking asshole that gods him.
Cool.
Oh, you're in Vocart. That guy's a dick. We all know the Duke has the capacity to be a psycho fucking path. Here's another thing I've been thinking about when I had lots of time to think because I got stabbed. How come we haven't heard from Wolfram? He's just sitting out there with his army.
If our current suspicions lie with the Duke himself, then Wolfram may prove a valuable ally.
I'm trying to make this make sense in my head. Just give me a moment, guys, okay? Because I did. No, because. Okay, so if it is the Duke, who I am sworn to protect with my life, I have to make this make sense in my brain. It hurts. But perhaps if it is the Duke who is destroying the line of succession, and my duty is to House Wendt, fuck him. I will kill this man.
Well said, Gary. Have a jalapeno popper.
Perhaps it was the brain cancer making him do this. I don't know, but fuck it. I just want to kill someone.
Okay, are you calling Wolfram?
You sure? I'll give him a call. I know his number.
You do?
Yeah.
You do? You have his communicator
Yeah.
number. It is answered by someone that is not him. It sounds like some functionary.
Is Wolfram there?
Who is calling?
It's Abner Wendt.
One moment, please, sir.
Thank you.
That's actually turns out to be about 10 minutes.
Is there music?
No.
Okay.
It sounds like somebody just set it down on a desk because you can hear muffled conversation in the background. Actually, you can make an understand to try to glean some information from what you hear.
Okay.
What motivation are you using? Or what drive?
My drive will be, I'm going to say truth.
Honestly, I think your drive statement from this point on applies a lot more than normal.
Yeah, so my truth is a 6, understands a 7, so I need a 13.
It's difficulty 1.
I got a 4 and a 17.
Okay. So 1 success.
Yes.
And you guys have 1 momentum, right?
Yes.
So you can hear conversations in the background. It's you're getting a lot of echo. This does not sound like a normal office environment or anything like that. And you hear someone say, "Commander Wallace, welcome to Prost." And then a moment later, there was this engine noise before that, right? And that dies away, and you hear this sound that's slowly getting louder. And at first you're like, "What is that?" And then you realize it's marching boots. Lots and lots and lots of boots echoing down some sort of tunnel.
I'll look over at the guys and be like, I hear a sound that sounds like marching boots going down a tunnel. I think it could be men.
It could be. And then after that, there's that fumbling sound of somebody picking up a phone, right?
Right.
And Wolfram's voice, Abner.
Ah, Wolfram. It's Abner,
Yes,
your cousin.
my aide told me who had called.
Oh, cool. Good aids.
Generally not.
Don't worry, I'll be back in the palace by midday tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds like you're marching our way. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, that would be a very accurate sound.
Why?
I'll be with you tomorrow at noon. We can discuss affairs then.
Wolfram, I want to shoot you straight. We're cousins. We grew up together.
We did.
Took baths together.
I don't recall that.
I didn't look. But I assume everything's fine down in your groin.
Yes, I've a functional genitalia. What do you want, Abner?
I think we need to shoot each other straight here.
Okay,
Wolfram.
then let's shoot straight. You have your men stand down, and there will be no need for a bunch of messy killings after my army seizes the palace.
Well, why are you seizing the palace?
Well, Griselda's dead,
Yes.
and I figure it's either you or Silas.
Well, it's not me.
Then there'll only need to be 1 execution after I seize the palace.
What if you killed Griselda? We don't know this. You understand how crazy this shit is.
Yes, but I'm the one with the army.
Well, why did you have the army in the first place?
Precautions.
So you had some inside info, it sounds like.
Okay, make a. How are you going to convince him to tell you what he knows? And by how, I mean specifically what drive. I mean, probably communicate, right? That's
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do communicate, and I'm going to say duty on this one, because at the end of the day, Abner is trying to protect the house.
Right.
I'm using communicate and duty, so it's a total of 13.
Obviously, Wolfram does not trust you at all
That goes both ways, Kyle.
for some reason. So he is also using. Well, he's actually using power at this point.
Well,
I'm thinking communicate. Yeah, power and communicate. So that's 11. So let me roll his to see what the opposition is, and he doesn't really have any talents related to keeping secrets or communication. Like it's command, which he doesn't command you yet. I rolled a 12 and a 16, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, there's no opposition. So you need 1 success,
Okay.
to get some information from Wolfram.
seems reasonable. Got a 3 and a 16, so I do have 1 success.
I guess I suppose I did have some inside information, Abner, if you must know. A week before the float, I received an anonymous letter.
Who is it from?
I never liked your sense of humor, Abner. Since we're
That's
being
crazy
honest.
because I've never had one.
I almost inhaled my whiskey.
It intimated, in not so many words, that it would be wise for me to have men close at hand during the float, that there might be disturbances. I assumed it meant some sort of social disturbance, like one of the clans trying to cause trouble in the city.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it meant assassinations.
Well, let me ask you this. You suspect somebody in the house. I'm right there with you. I've got Max and Vito on my side. I've got Gary Wyoming. You know him. He stabs.
Yes, I'm familiar with the Swordmaster.
Well, let me tell you this. Did you know I got stabbed?
I had heard some.
Yeah, so
Rumors.
that kinda, I'm on the level.
Yes, so take Silas into custody. When I get there, we'll hold a trial. You'll withdraw your claim. I'll be heir. We'll decapitate Silas and move forward into a new era together.
Well, that sounds kind of suspicious. Sounds like you're just in it for yourself there, cuz.
I believe in opportunities, Abner.
Yeah, but I'd be a good leader.
Do you have an army?
The bunch is like a small-ish army.
I've seen intelligence briefings on their capabilities.
Yeah, Scott Schreffler. Little but deadly.
So my point is, Abner, I have an army and you don't. I'll let you keep your ministry. Just take Silas in hand. Let's keep this from getting messy, Abner.
That's all well and good, cuz. But there's been proof that I'm not the killer. Because I got stabbed.
I'm not claiming you are, Abner.
Okay, then why should I believe that you're innocent? Because you got a letter?
No, because I have an army.
If everybody who had an army was innocent, there wouldn't have been a World War II.
So essentially,
I think you're going to have to give him something for him to trust you. Like,
I got stabbed.
well, I
if
don't
you want to
it's-
tell him about our suspicions, maybe, or
yeah.
So at this point, it's not that Wolfram has already moved from resolving this to, hey, this is an opportunity for me to take over.
Let me break it down for you like this, cuz. You're great at warring. Everybody knows that. You got soldiers. You're good at shooting people. You're good at all that stuff. You ain't so much good at the politicking. There is a line of secession for a reason. And no matter what you think, just because you got an army, that doesn't mean the people are going to follow you willy-nilly. Not to mention the Parliament, Choran Vid, Tim. Have you even considered Tim's feelings?
Who in the hell is Tim?
He's a mentat. You should really meet him when you get here. Like, if you just leave your army in the tunnel, get a beer with Tim, and I think you'll feel better about this situation.
You know, Abner, I appreciate your political considerations of the situation. And together we'll sort it out after I take over.
It just seems rude.
So are you trying to convince him not to...
I'm trying to reason with him that
Sure.
a coup is essentially what he's doing here.
So you can use communicate. Yeah, oh, he's well aware of what he's doing.
Right, but at the end of the day, he's not a politician.
No.
and I feel like he hasn't considered everything.
I think you're probably correct, but
Yeah.
you've got to convince him of that. So communicate will be your skill of choice. He's going to obviously be opposed, and he's going to use power. And he's actually going to oppose with his battle because he knows he can take. Well, he believes he can take the palace.
Right.
He's probably right. And I'm going to give him. Got 2 threat. I'm just going to give him 2 dice, 2 more dice.
Jeez.
oh man,
Not that it. Well, 1, 9. There's an 18 and a 13. 13 just out of reach. So that's 3 difficulty 3.
Okay.
So you're going to use your communicate, and what's your drive?
Can I use subtle words here, which is one of my talent?
It depends on what it does.
Well, I can spend a momentum to create a new trait on him.
Okay.
I think the trait I would like to create is doubt.
Okay.
What is that trait? Will that lower the?
Yeah, that's gonna
Difficulty.
essentially give you a bonus success just right out of the gate. So essentially, you just need 2 successes
Okay, and we're out
instead
of
of 3.
That's our only momentum. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm gonna have to get 2 successes just with these 2 dice.
Yeah, and you're using what? Communicate and he used power and communicate. He used power and battle.
Okay, I'm gonna counter with communicate and power as well.
Okay.
Since we're trying to this is like Obi-Wan and Anakin force pushing at each other.
yeah. You're trying to reach a truce, basically.
Yes.
Remember, you guys do have another meta currency that, other than momentum, I forget the name of it.
Determination.
Determination.
Oh, right.
So that is an option depending
I
on how
have
this roll
one.
goes. Yeah. I think only Austin has used his.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll your dice.
So using determination, I can automatically make one of my die a 1, which is 2 successes, right?
If you spend the determination before you roll any dice,
Yeah.
you can make an automatic 1, which would be 2 successes.
Okay.
If you wait to see what you roll, you can't do that, but you can spend it and re-roll any number of d20s.
Okay, I'm gonna make one of them a 1. So do I still have to get 3 successes or
No,
two?
because you used subtle words for doubt.
Right.
So the difficulty went to 2.
Okay.
If you spend your determination to make one of your dice a 1, that's automatic 2 successes. You should still roll the other.
Yeah, to see if
See
I
if
can
we
get
get
a momentum.
momentum.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay. Here we go. 4 is the other one, so
Okay.
we get a momentum.
So you get 1 momentum.
Yep.
Cool.
So what do you say that finally convinces Wolfram not to launch his coup tomorrow?
Wolfram, we're a peaceful planet. We drink beer. It's probably one of the more chill planets out there, let's be honest. You know, the Harkonnens, they dip people in oil and hot plugs. People around here don't take kindly to a lot of hubbub. They're not going to enjoy a coup. This house is on the rise. The Landsrod is not going to look kindly on our house, which is on the rise, having family members using the military to take over.
I'll give you time, Abner, to come to the bottom of this, but
If you have proof about Silas,
I don't have proof.
well, that's just crazy to me. As a cop, you gotta have proof.
I'm not a cop.
You're a stabber. You're a shooter.
Yes, I would not use it so casually, but yes.
Maxim taps Abner on the shoulder really quickly.
Oh, Maxim, hello.
Abner,
Little gun shy now. You can't be sneaking up behind the old ab man.
Maxim kind of shouts into the phone, "Hi, I'm Wolfram." But he tells Abner, if someone masqueraded as Lady Hake and Silas is having an affair with the real Lady Hake, that argues strongly against Silas being the one that's masterminding this attempt.
Yeah, did you
because
know-
it would send unwanted attention his way.
Yeah, did you know about that, Wolfram? That they're smashing
who?
Abner? I mean, no, I'm not smashing anybody. I'll be honest. Lady Hake and Silas. The person that attacked me was dressed up in Lady Hake face.
He said, I don't. That's confusing.
Tell me about it. We've been trying to figure this shit out for days.
I will hold off on advancing to the palace for now,
Okay.
but my patience is not infinite,
Okay.
and the communication goes dead.
Wait, do you guys need anything? Gonna send down some snacks. That's a lot of men.
Does he need jalapeno poppers?
Yeah.
So,
All right, well done, Abner.
I was
thank
going to storm the palace and kill a lot of people.
Have fun storming the palace.
I was going to give Todd a chance to duel Wolfram.
Oh, Todd is stabbing somebody for
Oh,
this.
Gary may still get a chance to duel
So,
someone.
okay, so you guys have accumulated some interesting information this session.
Yeah.
What are you doing next? What's your next move? I mean, I know earlier there was talk about apparently going to assassinate the Green Duke, which, I'm all for it.
So ready to kill somebody.
Just tell me who to kill.
Kyle,
Yes, Austin.
the house physician, Israel Seitz,
Israel Seitz, Dr. Seitz.
owes Maxim a favor.
What?
Oh yeah.
Now, this was something you took in character creation, right?
Yes.
Okay, but we haven't, I don't think we ever defined, like, why or anything. That's kind of all left ambiguous, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he does. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of options, guys. So, on the one hand, it can be something as simple as maybe Israel taking part in doing something to maybe get Urim Volkart out of the room for a short time, which might or might not be difficult. The other thing that he could carry out for us, which is probably more difficult, would be some kind of contingency as far as the Duke's well-being, depending on how our conversation goes with him.
Can we just straight up ask him if the Duke is as sick as he appears to be?
Yeah.
I think we can do that anyway. I don't think that would count as the favor.
Yeah, but that could help with your, because it's going to be a roll. That could help with your roll though if
Absolutely.
you've got
Yeah.
that favor thing.
I mean,
I've got lots of different
yeah,
things.
I mean, whenever you invoke, okay, so he owes you a favor. That doesn't mean that he's going to do
Let
anything.
me tell you who did it, guys.
Yeah.
Right. But you can always, I think you invoking that will definitely make any roll to get him to do something easier. But if you're like, hey, stab Volkart with a pen. Like,
Yeah. No, I'm not looking
it's
for
going to be real hard. He's going to be real
I'm not
post
looking
that.
for anything like that. More
Information.
yeah, just
Proof.
Yeah, just being able to either verify something for us or potentially
We'll say this. I mean, we can say the significance of the favor is such. Like, if it comes to information, invoking the favor, sites would tell you just about anything.
Ooh.
Because you guys don't know this, but he has the trait immoral. So,
well, because he has that trait, that's
which
usually-
means as the favor, he would be fine with telling you anything.
okay. So then
I think we need to send one of our boys to go snag that fucker and bring him back here.
I'll send the Wu-Tang.
Now, Dr. Sites generally spends all his time attending to the Duke.
yeah.
Okay, so we need to go there probably.
Well,
You don't necessarily have to go there, but I mean, just sending a flunky to collect him.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Not awesome.
Hey,
Okay.
let's tell him it's Gary's birthday party. Get down here.
So
Tell him.
Tell him there's jalapeno poppers.
So Maxim sends word through one of his huntsmen that Abner's health has taken a turn, and he needs to be seen immediately by the head physician.
Okay, so fabricating a lie. What drive are you using?
Power in this case. Actually, no, truth, because that's what we're going to be trying to get out of Israel.
I think actually instead of communicate, I think understand because anybody could send that. What you're trying to do is like what kind of emergency would get sites to come personally?
Well, okay, here's the reason that I said that, because maybe I'm taking the long way around. The only reason that I said that is because Israel came and personally took care of Abner the first time that he was
Right.
injured.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's you're trying. That's why I'm saying skill is understand, because you're not sending it's not communication in that you're not trying to persuade him or to see. It's like you know that if you phrase it this way, he will personally come here.
Okay.
That's where the understand comes in.
Yeah, he won't send a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So you have to do something.
All right. Okay, I got you. So then,
And since you know Sites and Abner was stabbed not that long ago, it's just gonna be difficulty 1.
okay, all right, all right. So then, understand, communicate. They're both 6. So plus 8, that's a 14. I've got a 4 and an 11, so an extra success.
Okay.
There's a
So
momentum.
now
Tell him I overdid it and I walked into a doorknob right where I got stabbed.
Abner tore open his stitches.
So are you guys? Are you having him come to the room you're in now? This conference room?
I think
this
that's
meeting room?
wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Abner's
Or
apartment?
How about Abner's apartment?
Yeah. Well, that's where we're meeting, right?
No, you guys were in a
okay.
room.
It was just an anonymous,
not that
kind
far
of
away.
Okay,
meeting
yeah,
place. But
yeah.
let's meet up in Abner's apartment.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna lay down and be like, oh,
Right. So in
stupid knob.
the master, what is Corey? What does Abner's master bedroom and the palace apartment look like?
Stupid.
I mean, I assumed that. I've just thought you might have. More
Yeah,
details.
it's just lame. Like Abner fucking sucks. Like he's not into fashion or anything. He just walks around just like a big dumb idiot. I hate this character.
It's like the generic palace furniture that's in all the bedrooms. Yeah.
Exactly. He just went to Walmart in one swoop and got everything he needed and was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. There's no attention to detail. Nothing matches. It's just shit.
Abner's my favorite character. You've
I
ever had.
hate him.
I love him so much. So you guys do not have to wait long. Sites comes fairly quickly. Appears to have come down in some.
Is he on a Segway? Or
Yeah,
I like to picture he has wheelie shoes.
like he comes, walking that fast doctor walk through the outer halls. Like he's got his bag. He's like clipping up his tunic. It's in the evening when you guys summon him. He goes into the room and looks around and realizes obviously Abner is not in distress, because I assume the room is just you three.
So he kind of enters Abner's
Yeah.
room, sees Abner kind of relaxing, more so than writhing in pain. And
Right.
then behind him, Maxim reveals himself behind the door, pushing it closed, and says, Dr. Sites, I believe it's time we had a talk.
Gary draws his sword.
Whoa! There's no need. There's no need for weapons.
Have a seat.
Abner draws a picture.
He puts his medical bag on the bed. I guess we'll be needing this.
Not yet.
He sits down, looking a bit nervously at the three of you.
Maxim takes a seat, kind of uncomfortably close to the doctor.
Like on his lap.
Hey,
No,
buddy.
just like thighs touching.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Israel, long ago, you and I had a conversation about certain things that were going to be, very embarrassing if they came to light.
He looks around shiftily at Wyoming and...
You can trust my friends. They're with me. Israel, I'm calling in the favor you owe me. We need every bit of truth you can give us with regards to the Duke.
Of course.
How sick is he really?
His condition is terminal.
Yeah, but we're all terminal. We get that. We're all dying slowly.
Is it is it terminal enough that he actually does slide in and out of consciousness?
It will be terminal in another 5 to 6 years.
So he's not as sick as he's been leading us on.
He's very sick, but my treatments are highly effective.
So we're saying, is he lucid?
Oh, completely.
That motherfucking prick. I hate him.
He only loses consciousness when he and Volkart drink to excess.
What the fuck? Do you realize how huge this is, guys? This motherfucker's been lying the whole time. I'm so fucking pissed.
Israel, I want you to tell us everything you know about this plot that the Duke's been hatching.
Yeah.
Anything you may have overheard, nothing is invalid.
I'm not party to a plot.
I stand up and slap the piss out of him.
I'm a cop.
He says, unless, of course, you're referring to his plan to assassinate Griselda and have you turn on one another and have the best rise to the top.
God damn it. I knew it. I knew that motherfucker. He's been doing nothing. He killed all those clan members back in the day. You guys remember that? You guys weren't there, but I was, and it was fucked up. Let's go get his ass. Kill this doctor. Let's go.
Whoa. Let's slow down.
JK.
Perhaps there's
need
no
you.
reason to kill me.
I don't think there is, Israel. If you want to owe us another favor, I think we can let you continue taking care of the Duke in your current capacity.
He's going to need medical care because I'm about to kill that son of a bitch.
I slap him again.
Okay.
You better answer quickly, Israel. I don't know if I can hold my little friend back much longer.
Well, that would depend. You do understand that if I betray the Duke, it would be treason.
Let me tell you this right now, Doctor, if that's really your name.
It is. It's Dr. Seitz.
Well, you know Wolfram, right?
Yes.
Real dick. He's marching a damn army right now. He's going to take over. None of this is going to matter. You better keep the faith with us. You better bring evidence to the table because we are going to get this shit out in the open. I got stabbed.
If you'll agree to some mutual cooperation, then you'll never be held for treason. Because no matter what we negotiate with the looming forces at the door, we'll make sure you keep your station and your family is safe.
I will tell you this. As the sword master of House Wendt, I am sworn to kill and destroy anyone who is a threat to those I am sworn to protect. The Duke is a threat to House Wendt. And even though I am sworn to protect House Wendt, even if a member of House Wendt is destroying House Wendt, I have to take out the one who is destroying House Wendt.
Yeah.
It makes sense in my head.
I slapped the shit out of him again.
Please stop hitting me. Okay, you guys can try to persuade Seitz to conspire with you. If you fail, you will not realize that he will inevitably betray you. So who's taking the lead on the...
I'm the one that's been talking to
I
him.
assume it'd
Now,
be Max.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go ahead and use hidden motives. Instill a trait in him of resentment towards the Duke.
Okay, so what it will do, it's not going to help you on this roll, but if you fail, he won't betray you. He just won't take whatever action you ask for.
Excellent.
He won't
Okay.
tell the Duke, hey, these guys.
All right, so then what am I actually rolling for to convince him?
Let's see. It'll be his understanding the situation and his interest. Let's see. He's mainly interested in staying alive right now, which is power. So his power is 7. His understand is 8. He got 2 successes.
Okay. So then
your
I need to...
difficulty 2.
So then I need to at least tie them. All right, so then I'm using communicate. I think we're all driven by truth at this point. That's an 8, so trying to beat a 14. And I need 2 successes.
You
Do
All
it.
right. It's a 3 and a 4.
Hell yeah.
That's what you need. He has this angelic wing pin on his throat, holds his collar together. It's the symbol of his order.
I slap it.
He says, I will do what is needed if it resolves this messiness.
Let me ask you this, Doctor, why is he trying to tear this house apart?
He wants the strongest of you to be in charge. I think in his mind, the strongest is the one that takes control by force through removing the others, as he did. None of you had attempted this. You'd all been loyal house members, so he decided to create chaos.
This is some Hunger Games bullshit.
This is bad parenting all around.
He is no one's parent.
Bad uncling.
He would always say, Griselda is too pure. She's too pure. She'll never have what it takes to do what must be done.
He's a sick fucking prick.
Do you know who has been working as his agent in the palace?
Volkart and his niece,
Who's his niece?
Clarissa Habmeyer.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce that last name.
That's how it's pronounced.
I'm sure we'll find out on Twitter.
That's how it's pronounced on Gormagon.
Yeah,
Jormagon.
Carissa is another one of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you, Carissa.
Yeah.
And she got mad at me for mispronouncing her last name, which is crazy as hell. It's
So
like,
we made you a bad guy.
yeah, yeah.
Well, she's the one that stabbed you in your room.
Okay, cool. So she wins.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Where has Carissa been staying?
She's been staying in the Duke's apartments.
Jesus Christ.
So the Duke's apartments are basically a house on top of the palace. It has multiple rooms.
Well, we're gonna have to get up there and make her explain it all.
Yeah, let's go. My Wu-Tang are the ones who guard the Duke's quarters.
I'm
Let's
ready.
just go up there and kick some fucking ass.
I'm ready to get this shit going too. I'm gonna grab me knife. Tell you what, I'm gonna contact Silas. He's not gonna be too happy about this. So I do contact Silas, who tell him what we've discovered. I tell him to contact Lady Hake, and if he wants to help out, then we can just kind of meet up and have a little jam sesh, see what happens, see who dies.
Okay, you contact Silas, tell him that. You guys, are you taking any of your entourage with you?
Maybe a couple of huntsmen.
Okay.
Maxim sends Israel home with his family.
Okay.
Yeah, I put Scott Schreffler on my shoulders.
Well, you're not quite that well. I mean, right. He's chunky.
So do we need any kind of
I put him in one of those wraps on my chest.
I love how he's gone from being short to just being infantile.
He's fucking mini me.
He's not. Oh.
So do we need any kind of subterfuge as far as our approach?
Gary calls up his two best fighters in the Wu-Tang, which would be Ghostface Killer and Dirt McGirt.
All right.
So do we need any kind of subterfuge as far as our approach?
No, I'm the fucking sword master. I can walk right in there.
Doctor, you stay right here. Gary, have your boys keep an eye on him.
Jesus Christ.
We don't need nothing happening to the doctor. He's got too much evidence. You guys ready to go?
Dirt McGirt and Ghostface Killer will keep an eye on the doctor.
Hell yeah.
So you
What happened with my communication with Silas? Is he?
he's non-committal, but then when the three of you, so there's the big ramp that goes up to the Duke's chambers. Lady Hake and Silas and two other Bene Gesserit and two of Silas's personal bodyguards are waiting for the three of you. You're joined by Huntsman and Bunch, and I'm assuming other members of the Wu-Tang. So it's a pretty significant group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silas, glad you can make it. Lady Hake, glad you didn't stab me for real life.
She nods slowly.
Silas, I'm sorry I suspected you. We had to get down to the bottom of this.
He said, I understand. If the old man killed Griselda,
Fuck him, right?
yeah, fuck
Yeah,
him.
rude as hell.
So you guys get there. The two Wu-Tang guardsmen outside the Duke's quarters look at each other, look
Part
at Gary
like the fucking sea.
as if, what do we do? What orders does Gary give those men?
Open the door.
They open it.
Classic Gary.
So as they walk in, Maxim makes a quick note. How many entrances into the room are there?
There's only one main entrance into the central common area, such as it is of the Duke's apartments. You walk in. It's some surprise to him when the door opens because he's sitting up with a beer in his hand.
He's playing fucking Uno.
Volkart is standing next to him with the beer and, sitting at a table along the window behind them is a woman you've never seen before who you assume is Carissa Habmeyer.
Gary draws his sword and points it at Volkart and says, Volkart!
I point my knife at the Duke and go, Duke.
The Duke just starts maniacally laughing.
Maxim stands off to the side with his cane just kind of held tightly in his hand, close to Carissa, and looks at the Duke and says, "Long live the king."
Elvis?
And then the murdering is going to start, I'm assuming.
Cool. Yeah.
Let's do it.
So we'll do Maxim first. What is exactly? You're pointing your cane at someone?
As one of his assets, Maxim has a silenced pistol, and he hasn't revealed this to anyone before, but it's his cane.
Okay, nice. So ranged weapons in Dune. A lot of nobles don't use them because they wear shields. So Carissa doesn't have her shield activated right now because she was just sitting
Yeah, they're playing Uno.
in the living room, right? Essentially. So the question is, can you get your shot off before she can activate her shield? Which is pretty easy to do. So she's going to be using her battle and power. She don't want to die. And what are you using? I assume battle.
Battle. I have 2 focuses in battle.
Okay.
Self-control and tactics.
Oh, okay.
I think tactics applies here because she does not know that his cane is a gun.
She does not know that. No.
All right, so my battle is a 5. This is still coming from, the galling nature of the truth, and so I think that's still my drive,
Okay.
and which is an 8, so I'm trying to beat a 13, but anything under a 5 is a crit.
So her battle is 7. Her power is 7. Let me go and roll her defense. She got a 17, which doesn't help, but and then she got a 2. So yeah, your obstacle 1.
And he just has to match one, right?
He just has to match it.
Right on.
It's an 18 and a 1.
Pow!
All right, so that gives us another momentum.
Gives you another momentum.
We got 3 now.
So what is
Fuck
that?
yeah.
So Maxim dispatches her. Describe that.
So, as soon as he speaks those words to the Duke, Carissa leaps to her feet and kind of runs toward Maxim. And he just kind of turns the handle of his cane just a bit, and you see him squeeze it, and there's this muzzle flash that erupts from the handle of his cane, and there's this whistling sound, and Carissa grasps her neck as this spurt of blood erupts from it.
Yeah, she's gurgling and trying to scream. Both her hands are on her neck, and the blood is just spurting through the fingers, just oozing through. She falls to her knees.
Yeah, where's your hood now? Remember when you stabbed me? Now you're the one that got stabbed in the neck, but with a gun, so it's shot dead. Ooh.
I'd like to take this moment to apologize to our patron, Carissa.
She's a fine woman.
Yeah, she's a patron of this show.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, that's how people die in
The
Iowa.
and the only woman.
so now the showdown between Volkart and Gary. Volkart draws his sword. Volkart carries a messer, which is a traditional blade on Jormungand. He salutes Gary and advances at en garde.
So Gary obviously is going to use battle. Finally.
What do you have? I assume 8 or
7.
oh.
7, and his focuses are dirty fighting and long blades.
Okay.
And I think his drive on this will be duty. His duty statement is, "Don't fuck with my fam,"
Appropriate.
and it's an 8.
Okay. So Volkart is going to oppose you, obviously. Not with duty, but with power, because he's been promised a great deal, which is an 8, and his battle is a 7.
I'm going
he
to
has
use a
blades.
momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, use as many as you wish.
gonna
Let me
use
roll his first. You
Yeah.
can see what the difficulty will be.
Not awesome.
Not great. 8 and 7 is... Oh, well, that's... Actually, it's pretty good. What, 8 and 7 is 15, right? I'm not
Yes.
insane. So he got 2 successes. Just barely 2 successes. So it's difficulty 2.
Use another momentum if you want. That'll give you 4 dice.
Yeah, let's do that.
Either that, or I'm going to
Or could I use my determination?
You have your determination.
You've got your determination, and then I'm going to posit something else. I have a talent called Bolster. If I spend 2 momentum, I can let a teammate re-roll using my skill level. Never mind.
Yeah.
Now, if I use my determination, what does that do?
Well,
You can make one a critical, like one of the dice is a 1, so it's 2
Two
successes,
two successes.
automatically.
And
Yep.
then you've still got 2 more die because you spent a momentum.
So
well, if you're
that's-
going to use the determination, don't use the momentum.
Right.
Because you
Oh,
know
okay.
you know what the difficulty is 2 right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Should I use a momentum or use determination?
Determination.
Yeah, if
Okay.
the difficulty is just 2, then a determination will clinch it for you.
Okay, so I'm using my determination, and
You should roll your. Basically, that makes one of your dice automatically a 1.
and I'm rolling 2.
Yep. So you should go ahead and roll the second one.
To see if we can get any more momentum.
Okay. So my duty is 8 and my battle is 7, so that's
Yep.
a 15.
Yeah, 15 or less.
I rolled an 18.
So yeah, you're still going to succeed because you spent your 1 point of determination.
Yes, so I have a 1.
What does it look like when Gary, I assume, executes Jaren Volkart?
I'm very ready for this. To
Yeah,
finally
I
see
can't wait.
Gary just cut a motherfucker.
Todd, take your fucking time.
So Gary knocks Volkart's weapon out of his hand, and he shoves his sword directly into his mouth.
Jesus. Okay.
And swipes it to the right, which takes off the top of his head at the jaw.
Nice.
Gotcha.
I love it so fucking much.
And after that happens, he brings it down in a vertical direction, slicing the rest of his body in 2.
Wow.
He draws a 7.
And then as the 2 halves of Volkart's body fall apart on opposite sides, Gary picks them both up and lofts them above his head.
Jesus.
Okay. Okay.
No, please continue.
I just imagine everyone else stopping what they're doing to look at, like, Jesus.
Even Carissa like plops up right before she, oh God. I got off easy.
He lofts them over his head and then brings them both down against his knees, effectively breaking them in half.
It's a 4 now. Pieces.
The Parable of Jaren Volkart. Written and directed by Quentin Tarantino.
And then he takes out a jalapeno popper, which he saved for just this occasion, dips it in Volkart's blood,
Oh my God.
All the assembled people, everybody's just going, no.
He's doing it.
Don't do that.
He's
no.
doing
and then he eats the jalapeno popper, looks at everyone else and says, "That's a spicy jalapeno popper."
Oh, yes.
So the Duke does not oppose Abner taking him hostage, essentially.
Okay.
He
Can I still do? Can Abner still like?
Yeah, you can still describe it.
Do his plan.
Yeah.
Abner flops on him, like kind of like runs towards the bed with his little squatty body.
Yeah.
And like does this thing where he like kind of turns sideways in the air and lands on his back on top of the Duke, and he holds. He's like, ugh, and then he holds his blade. Which can I give my blade a name too?
It's
It's
entirely up
It's
to
a
you.
small. It's a small knife.
Sure.
It's Squirt.
But the name of my blade is Little King.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the little malt liquor
Yeah.
beers.
Yeah.
Little King.
Yep.
Abner flops on him and says, holds his blade to his throat and be like, "Ah, there, Uncle. Looks like you're damned if you duke, damned if you don't." Get it?
Maxim turns and shoots Abner.
I have my shield on. It's fine.
So,
Lesson learned, eh?
so you have the Duke at your mercy.
okay.
He surrenders.
Okay.
Puts his hands up. The back of you can see the back of his head is bandaged. So
Right.
yeah,
He's a malignant.
but
I fucking knew it. My own flesh and blood.
but he is no longer connected to any sort of machine.
Let me tell you what's going to happen here, Unc.
I'm very proud of you, Abner.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
You've taken control. I knew someone would if I just gave you all a little push.
I'll tell you the truth. I had help. I got friends now.
That's
Gary
within the rules.
and Maxim. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen at this point. You're going to publicly renounce the ducatism. is that what
Abdicate is the
You
word
gotta
you're
stop
looking for.
saying this shit when I'm
Yes.
drinking whiskey.
Yeah. You're going to abdicate. Actually, you're going to abnercate. The ducal.
And he looks around. I don't think that's the right word.
You're gonna do this publicly. You're gonna admit what you did. You're going to abdicate, and then you're going to announce an heir. And I look to Silas, and I'm like, Silas, we're going by the law here. You're next in line.
The Duke, his face goes red. Silas is a weakling. How many of his infidelities do we have to cover up?
Yeah, but he knows some hot chicks.
With our help, Maxim says, he'll make a fine leader.
Silas, what do you say?
Silas shrugs. He'll be Duke.
This needs to be done publicly because Wolfram's got an army outside. He don't know about politicking, but we do.
So the Bene Gesserit steps forward. The order will support Silas's ascension.
Thanks, Benny Gesserit.
Lady Hake.
Lady Hake.
She nods to you.
With Silas as the new duke, the Bene Gesserit consort should go to him. And he turns to Silas. And
I'm pretty sure he's good on that.
well,
Wink.
that's the point. Maxim turns to Silas and winks.
Horny.
Silas winks back. He gets it.
I've learned a very important lesson. My duty statement is don't fuck with my fam. But today I learned that fam can also be friends.
Oh, Gary.
So, Corey,
Fam can also be bae.
I go to hug him, but I'm not good with my blade, and I'm sorry, but I accidentally cut you a little bit.
you need to convince the Duke to make a public statement. Communicate.
Okay, I need
You
to.
got momentum
your
for
drive.
days.
I know. We got mad.
Because he's actually fine with you taking over. He's furious at the idea of Silas.
Let's think about it this way, gents. Yeah, we could go with the way we've always done it, or we got everybody that's cool in the castle. Most of the nobles right here, the highest powerful people in the land. Who do y'all think should be the Duke?
Bran the Builder.
Said no one.
Who has a better story than Bran? Everybody.
Literally everyone. Like the wildling chick who they just randomly showed up in season 2.
little better.
Hers was better.
You're talking about the kid who hung out in a tree for 2 seasons? Yeah, wild.
So it's Maxim's belief that instead of all the members of the house working against each other and trying to pull against each other for power, what if we put someone at the top and actually worked as a team?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm down with that.
Silas just steps forward. I really think I'm the best candidate.
All right, we'll put it to a vote.
Shut up, Silas.
Sorry.
All right, let's put it to a vote then. Everybody cool with that? Duke, you don't get a vote.
I get a vote.
Who's that?
The Duke.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Well, I mean, really, the only votes that matter are you three.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Silas is obviously going to vote for himself. Wolfram's not here.
What about Volkart?
He's dead?
Oh, okay.
Well, there's more to what Maxim said. The reason that
The Duke grabs Volkart's arm and like holds it up like that.
I vote for the Duke.
the reason Maxim said that is because it'll make it an easier negotiation tactic with Wolfram later if he can come to the table as part of the power that this family kind of shares with Silas as the figurehead.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we can do it with Wolfram having a vote. But I mean the big thing, and this has already happened. He's going to publicly abdicate.
No, you haven't made that roll yet.
Oh shit. Well, I should probably do that then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not going to roll for him. I'm just going to say it's obstacle 4 because he'd like rather die than do that.
Okay. If it's obstacle 4, I'm going to use. We have 3 momentum. I think we use all of them.
Yeah. This is kind of the final decision of the game as
So
far
that's-
as
that's
or
fi-
as far as this act of the story goes.
That's 5 die. I'm going to use my talent of intense study, so it doesn't matter what the skill is. I'm using understand.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's a 7, and I'm using power.
And what's your drive statement for power?
Power, unlimited power.
Yeah, that applies.
So
I don't
need-
get it.
Yeah, so I need 4 successes. Okay, I'm going to use
my improved resources, which gives me another asset. You said he would rather die than abdicate to Silas. I feel like if he has something that would shame his legacy, that would be enough to possibly make him a little more shaky in his feelings.
Sure. Yeah, he's concerned about his legacy.
Yeah, which we all know he has not impregnated the Lady Hake.
Correct.
Well, I'm going to improve the asset. I'm going to give the asset of he has a micro penis. And that's the reason he hasn't been... Like, the truth will out. Lady Hake will make this known if he doesn't follow through, thus ruining his legacy.
Okay. God. Yeah, I mean, that'll reduce the difficulty by 1 for sure.
Okay, so now the difficulty is 3?
That's 3.
Okay, and I'm using all 3 of our momentum.
Yeah, you're going for the gusto.
Okay, so I need to get 3 out of these 5 dice. I'm using Understand, which is a 7, and Power, so a total of 15. Got a 10, a 4, a 9, a 3!
Yay!
Hooray!
So the Duke's face goes pale. And we cut to the Feast of Last Call at the end of the float, where the Duke is holding an address before the assembled members of the house, naming Silas as his immediate heir, his intent to abdicate, where he will retire to the countryside. Silas will rule with the aid of his wise cousins, and the final shot is Silas addressing the crowd while Wolfram and Abner stand in his shadow, but only just.
Gary is wearing Volkart's ears as a necklace.
Which everybody thinks is weird. Yeah, and then the curtain falls on Act 1 of House Wendt.
Yay! We did it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it took way longer than I thought for you guys to suspect the Duke. I thought, it'll be
What
too
a
I
obvious.
don't know why
surprise.
we never thought it was the Duke.
I know.
The dude has been set up as a giant dick from day one. We started talking
Yep.
about this.
All credit to you, though, for first having that idea.
Yeah, well, I'm
I mean,
good.
technically, I first had that idea. But whatever, Austin.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
Well, that was fun. We're going to continue the Dune saga at some point.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to take a break for now.
Yeah, we're definitely taking a break. Next week, we're going to have another chapter of the Star Wars game that we played. So your boys, Lance, Farnar, and what's your cousin?
Mickey.
Mickey.
Fructose.
We got another story of that coming next week. And then we put it up on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Bastard Quest. Because we put a poll up to see which game. We were going to play the Alien role-playing game. That was an option. The Jane Austen, what's it called? A Fine Society?
A Good Society, I think.
Good Society. And the other option was...
The Swedish death metal game.
Oh,
Yes.
Morkborg.
Yeah, Morkborg. And...
It's actually pronounced Merkborg, I think.
Morkborg. But you guys voted, and we're going to play the Jane Austen thing.
So happy.
Yeah, a little
I was so
romance,
pulling for that.
Little,
I'm very excited.
Little English civility in the time of...
I'm still going to be Gary Wyoming.
But yeah, thank you guys again, and thank you guys for our Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing. Please continue to subscribe and rate us on all the applicable things, and follow us on the social medias. And we're gonna have some fun stuff, and we got some more cool stuff coming to the Patreon as well.
Feel
Yeah,
free
so
to tweet your wagers as to which body part Mickey loses next.
there won't be any Patreon characters in the Star Wars episode because we recorded that one a
That
while
was
ago.
months ago, yeah.
But there will be a bunch in Good Society.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, but that'll do it this week. Thank you guys again.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.